Hey Libra, welcome to your deep career read for the end of, I'm saying end of June into July-ish. You know, the energy doesn't really understand the difference between. But I have to say, we're going to be retrograde energies in and out, honestly, until the middle of August. So just be a little loosey-goosey with the time frame here, but that is what I meditated on. Now this month, we have stressful Mars and Pisces in your sixth house of day-to-day work environment until June 27th. And the devil truly is in the details for you guys this month. No cutting corners. But if you find yourself stuck, reach out to a skilled specialist for help. Don't waste your time trying to figure out the answers to things that are outside your wheelhouse or above your pay grade. Decluttering is going to be really beneficial for you guys at this time as well. Not only of your space, but of things left undone, tying up loose ties, taking care of things that have been kind of hanging out and weighing on you. It's going to help you feel more grounded and less frazzled. But your career is going to be heating up later in June when the sun enters Cancer in your professional 10th house from June 20th to the 22nd, followed by the 21st solar new moon eclipse there. So an opportunity could arrive out of the blue. You really want to be ready, and it can come in a couple of forms. It might come in a form of a former colleague, since, you know, Mercury is going to be retrograding in Cancer, which is that fourth house of home, but it's also kindred spirits, right? People who, you know, you may have known before, right? So that's happening on June 17th, 18th, depends where you live, is the Mercury retrograde. It's going to go direct on July 12th, but it's not going to be out of shadow until the end of July. So just keep that in mind. But this is going to be drawing in people from your past. You know, just the obvious heads up, guys, whenever Mercury goes retrograde, what do we say, right? Back up your stuff, your vital information. You can't afford any setbacks, right now for you guys, Libra, because I feel like you guys are going to be doing a lot of work, a lot of changing, a lot of quick changing. Hoo-hoo! Look at that. All right, I'm pulling some Lenormand here for you guys before I am going to pull a Celtic cross spread, but I want to get some additional advice here. Lenormand looks like tarot, is not tarot. The cards speak to each other, so we don't read them in isolation. So we have ending, we have time, we have anchor. So we have the ending of something as you know it. Then we have time, and then because we have a slow card right after that, which is the anchor, this tells me that something, and this is a very good foundational card, guys. The anchor is good. That means a firm foundation. This means that whatever you guys are going to be getting into is going to bring you a long time of success and security. I like it, but guess what? The way of something as you know it, quick ending. It's either ended already or it's going to end. But this is a very good thing for you. Very good thing for you, Libra. Yes, when we get the anchor with the clock, and use your time wisely, right? We have the owl in there. Use your time wisely. I like it. I mean, the endings of things are never good. Okay, fine. But it's the ending as you knew it. It doesn't actually, this is not, I'm not getting like total career change though. This is a general message, you know, but that might be the deal with you. Focus on the light. Okay. Whatever you're doing now, Libra, whether you're in your own business or a job, if you're still working, you really want to focus on why you started that business in the first place, why you got that job in the first place, why you entered that sector in the first place. Now, and it's really wise to maintain focus on the pure and original motivation of work rather than shifting course to focus on money or influence right now. It's not that the latter are bad per se, but they're different vibrations, you know what I mean? So you want to focus on personal gain rather than heart-centered contribution is, probably not the way to go. But because when the focus shifts from the heart, the underlying energy of any creative project, it can kind of become like contaminated, you know what I mean? With like that low vibe force, such as fear, which is behind greed, for example. So you want to make sure that you don't go down that road, because that can end up bringing some nasty energy into, your business, your creative project, whatever it is that you're doing right now. But this energy brings an assurance of success of the highest order, and not just commercially, honestly, but from the heart. And I like this. It's going to manifest as a highly valuable offering to the world, like something that people need, something that people are looking for. Really, really good. Now, this does bring another message. It says not to be distracted, right? So you don't want to be distracted by other paths around you right now. especially since you're so close to succeeding on one particular path. So you don't want to dilute your energies in the pursuit of too much, because that's going to end up slowing down the success that you're trying to work towards right now. You know, there'll be time later on for you to explore the paths, but right now it's very important for you to stay focused. And like I mentioned, you know, in the little bit of astrology that I covered in the middle, super important for you to declutter, you know, tie up those loose ends. Really good energy to tie up the loose ends, yeah, for sure. All right, so let's throw some astro dice, pull an astro card, and I'm going to use some good old-fashioned Rider-Waite. I'm called to use those for my Libra friends today. Sometimes I just love going back to the basics. We have Pisces. We have the North Node, Gemini. So you're going to be learning some new things, Libra. Whatever you're doing, it's going to be new. All right? It's going to be new. Because you got the North Node in the astro dice. The North Node right now is in Gemini. Gemini's at third house communication, ruled by Mercury, is the student, right? It is the student. It's workshop. It's certification. It's learning something fundamental. We're not talking about higher minded stuff. We're not talking about that Sagittarius energy where it's higher ed, where you're getting degrees. I'm talking about you're going to be learning the pragmatics of learning a new program so that you can work your books more efficiently in your business. You're taking a certification, some sort of workshop with direct application. That's what I'm getting here for you guys, right? And then we have Pisces. So whenever we roll Pisces here, this is about really getting in touch with that, what you're feeling deep inside and what it is that you really, really, really want. And, you know, this, I always say that this is about checking out in order to check in. So it's time to feel instead of figure out, you know, and this is not a time to get over whatever's going on in your career. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, you got fired, get over it. No, you can't just do that. You're making a lot less money, get over it. No, can't do that either. This is a time to just accept whatever challenges you've been going through in your career and walking with the emotions as they kind of fall off you, as it sort of, you know, and you're going to move alongside your emotions without judging. Don't be too hard on yourself. But at the same time, you're figuring out very clearly this next path that you're going on, which I really like for you. I mean, this is great. Now, here we have the 7th house. So a key relationship is ready for some special attention. You know, who have you been neglecting in your life regarding your career, and who's neglecting you? Like, are you working with a group of people, a particular business partner? Does somebody want to go into business with you? Is there something that you've been neglecting in the area of your career? This could even be yourself. Like, have you been ignoring and neglecting what it is that you ultimately really want to do? You really want to, if possible, you want to really try to rebuild something that you once dreamed about, rebuild something between someone. So if you had, let's say you were colleagues with somebody and this whole COVID thing hit and, you know, everything happened, you know, crazy. But maybe you used to work with them and you know, maybe things were weird, you know, the last time you let off. Well, maybe this is a reconnection of some kind in a healthier way. You know, that's definitely what can be indicated here for you guys. You guys are the only sign that I got that for, so it's very interesting. Yeah. Maybe you're opening up a new business and people that you worked with once upon a time are going to be working with you again. You know, again, this idea of coming back from the past because of how the Mercury retrograde in Cancer is going to be hitting your chart. So let's pull an astro card and see what we get from here. Yeah, Mercury, right? This is what I was saying. Yeah. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. Virgo is your day-to-day work environment, right? Isn't that what I said? And then we have communication here, 3rd house communication, Gemini. About learning something new, something with direct application, something very pragmatic, practical, you know what I mean? Having to do with your day-to-day, whatever it is. So like, you know, well, I gave you a couple of examples before. I don't need to labor the same point, but you guys get it. You guys get what I mean? And that could be something as basic as checking out like YouTube videos, having to do with something like a new computer program that you got, a new camera you got, a new something you got, right? Because you guys are Libra, ruled by Venus. Hopefully you're doing something Venusian or something that has to do with the scales, right? Fairness, right? Municipal court judge, a lawyer, a multimedia journalist. We need some fair-minded people in there, right? But it could be something in the beauty industry, interior design, a publicist, any kind of mediator too, because that has to do with the scales, fairness, graphic artist, web designer, brand marketing consultant, anything like that. Creativity is what you guys are about, right? All right, we have 7 cups, crossed by the King of Wands. Yeah. Okay, change. Yep, but look at that. I like, you got success as the final outcome. So, you know what? Whatever, right? Who cares about the rest? Yeah, you got, I mean, you're dealing with somebody who's just not on board. Okay, let me not get ahead of myself. So, you know, you guys are just so fair, so diplomatic, so sensitive to aesthetic and balance, great teachers, unparalleled patience. You have so much to bring to the table. And you're great with collabs, too. Great collaborators and supporters. So, yeah, but I feel like there's somebody in your space that is just not of the same vibe as you. So coming from the recent past, you stopped feeling connected to what you were doing. You just stopped. We have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Whenever we have the cup energy in reverse, it's like the emotions just aren't there. Now, because it's a core card, this can be you, it can be another individual, or it can just be the general energy. We always have to read the court cards like that. So getting this in reverse, yeah, just feeling this, feeling like things were never going to be different. Do you know what I mean? Because it's Aquarius and Pisces. Pisces has to do with you going towards your dream. And Aquarius says, what are you doing now? Let's do something different, out of the box, grow it in this way, grow it in that way, whatever. And I'm getting that you were in a space, or somebody was in a space here of saying, you know what, things are never going to be that much different than they are right now. And it's not going to bring you to where you really want to go. So this was bringing you into a space of you feeling like not very passionate, right? Not very, the emotions were not there for you, having to do with your career coming into this space for whatever reason, right? Could have been because of the COVID thing, how things went down in your work environment. Could have been way before that. Now, the situation right now, we have the 7 of Cups reversed, and it's crossed by the King of Wands in reverse. So let's talk about the 7 of Cups reverse. 7 of Cups reverse is the same as the upright. It just means increased confusion. There's some confusion here. The confusion is specifically based in the knowledge that something is changing, right? Because it's Venus and Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, and Pluto is about transformation. So it's about something ending and something new beginning. And if we go back to Lenormand, we have the Mummy card, the Coffin card here, which does indicate an ending. So I do get that there was an ending, and you know that something is being rebirthed, or you're at least in the process of rebirthing something, but you don't have all of the information because you're not supposed to. You know what's in 5 of the Cups, you don't know what's in 2. But you're not going to know what's in the other 2 until the change happens. And that's the scary part of change. And that's why so many people struggle with analysis paralysis in their career, or even in relationships and life in general, right? Because sometimes it's easier for us to stay in things even though they're not the healthiest for us, because at least there's a sense of familiarity about it, right? And this is about just feeling super confused. Right now, it's this not knowing. Now, you want to make sure you don't get wrapped up in any sort of, wearing any kind of rose-colored glasses when you're thinking about a situation. You want to pay attention to all the red flags. You don't want to forego any red flags that might be glaringly obvious in the name of very badly wanting to push something forward. Do you guys know what I mean? Like, let's say you're opening up your own business, but something happens with the construction, or something happens with the contract, or something which can happen right now, right? Because with Mercury retrograde, something ends up happening. You don't want to say, I'm not going to worry about it now, or whatever. You don't want to do that. You want to pay attention to everything. Don't try to do things, again, going back to the astrology, don't try to do things not in your wheelhouse, above your pay grade. Really worth investing in people coming in to help you out who know better, which can also be where that Gemini energy comes in. Seeking advice, information outside of yourself, right, to be able to push something forward. Now, that's all being crossed by, so your confusion is being crossed by the King of Wands in reverse. So whenever we have Wands in reverse, there's just delay, right? It's delay. But you're feeling very insecure as well. To me, I'm getting here, because this is Cancer and Leo. So you want to make sure that you're not dealing with, I do sense that there is delay, yes, but you may be also dealing with a little bit of egotism. You may be dealing with a little bit of feeling scared to death about something, because whenever we have Cancer reversed, what is Cancer? That fourth house of home, of roots, of safety, of mother, right? And so when it's reversed, it's like, I don't know what I'm doing, mommy, like really kind of scared, right? And then whenever we have Leo reversed, there's always the chance of there being egotism. So you just want to make sure, and really, what is ego? Egotism is all about fear. It really is fear. So you just want to watch that. You want to keep that in check. I am getting, Libra, the combination of those two current energies right now is that you're taking on a new venture of some sort, and you're feeling really nervous and not the most secure right now. Not that you don't feel secure in your abilities, but you feel insecure about the outcome, which is totally understandable because what is going on in the world, right? Does anybody really know? No. And we could look at the stars and we could talk about what's happening with Mars and what's happening with Neptune, and we could talk about what's happening with Uranus, and we could be very pragmatic, and very almost scientific, having to do with the astrology, but we don't really know all of that, right? We just know that there's madness everywhere. But here you are trying to figure it out. I still have a good energy about that, though. Now, we have the King of Pentacles in the reverse. So you might be a little strapped for money right now, trying to figure it all out, for sure. This is an Aries and Taurus energy. So you may find yourself on this new path, but you're not really sure about the money. How am I going to pay for everything, right? And you might be feeling also simultaneously very disconnected to something that you need to do in the meantime. So perhaps you have an idea here, right, that you're really cooking and you're really crystallizing it into existence, but you're still in this other thing, doing what you need to do for money, but you're still not making enough money, and you're just really not feeling very connected. Because remember, Pentacles doesn't only mean money, it means mental, physical, and emotional connection to something. So with that reverse, I do feel like that. Now, this could also be somebody who you're dealing with in the workplace being very manipulative with money. You know what I mean? Like they're playing games, they're supposed to pay you, they're not going to pay you. You get hired for a project, it's this price, they're going to give you this salary, and then they're going to give you that salary, and somebody can be trying to play games with you here, so you may be dealing with that, okay? Just a little heads up. And then we have the Two of Cups in reverse. So Two of Cups is a Venus and Cancer energy. Again, going back to that Cancer energy of safety. In the reverse, you're feeling very vulnerable here. You're not feeling good about something. So this could have to do with, you may have a business partner right now that you're just not gelling with. And this might be you saying, you know what, this is just confirmation for me that I really need to spread my own wings and go out on my own, or get into this area, do something different. For some of you, you're going to resonate with it like that. For others of you, this could have to do with some sort of agreement that you were trying to move forward, having to do with some sort of new contract or settling up a new position, and realizing that the position wasn't all that it was cracked up to be, in the first place, and you're really not okay with it. There is another energy in here, I feel like, that you're needing to deal with that is not of the same ilk as you. I got that vibe immediately, and the cards are proving that. Yeah, it's between the King of Pentacles and, again, because it's a core card, we have to read it as you, another person, or a general energy. So you may not have money. The general energy may be that of just general, like, disconnection to whatever it is you're doing. But you may be dealing with somebody who's very manipulative with money. And I'm kind of veering in that way because we have the Two of Cups here in reverse, right? So in the upright, it's like here, let's share this soul connection, this shared purpose, this aim, right? And the aim would be for you to make money, and the aim of the other person would be to either hire you on or be a business partner, or to allow you to rent their space. You follow, you get the point, right? So it's kind of like that agreement, right? But in reverse, it says that somebody is not keeping up their end of the bargain and you are not happy. We have the Five of Swords. Five is conflict. Swords are truth. And something is going down that's putting you in a space of saying, all right, something needs to happen differently. This is Venus in Aquarius. So you're recognizing that a different strategy needs to be taken. This is not necessarily a bad thing, guys. Rather than looking at this as a big fight, I look at this as a necessary discussion to figure out how things can actually be ironed out to move forward, but you're the one who's going to have to do it. And isn't that so? The Libra thing, right? You're going to have to be the one to figure out how you're going to be able to work things differently as far as moving forward. Now, you have an external energy that's very interesting to me. I think this is very interesting because this is the Hangman reverse, which is Neptune, and Neptune is all about confusion. And there's a lot of analysis paralysis going on here. And in the reverse, this tells me that you're dealing with an energy having to do with work. It feels like if they stay in business with you, or they continue working with you, or doing something with you, right? Again, external energy, this is not you. They're going to feel like a victim, or they're going to be made the victim. It's like they're paranoid. I feel like somebody is very paranoid that you're dealing with, that thinks they're going to get like the short end of the stick if they end up doing something with you in business, if they end up working with you, if they end up working for you. But you're dealing with an energy that's just not, again, like, I don't know, you're having a hard time settling up some sort of arrangement with somebody that you're dealing with, you know? Yeah, that person might be a Virgo, because this is in your fear position, the Hermit. So they might be a Virgo that's got your back on your heels a little bit, but it doesn't have to be. The Hermit energy, you're fearing, right? This is all about taking a space, taking a time out, and stepping back. And honestly, I really feel like more than anything, you're fearing this because you just want to get to the punch already. You want to just get going on things. You don't want to sit around on a mountaintop thinking about things in that mental space and, oh, what should I do? I just get a very like, I don't know. I mean, I think it's just because you have, Mars in Pisces in your 6th house. That's like, let's go to our dream, Libra. I mean, that really is what it is. I mean, Pisces is all about your dream. Mars is like, let's go, let's go, let's go. It's the warrior planet in your 6th house of day-to-day work environment. You just want to get this bad boy done. If you're opening up a business, you want to stay focused. If you're starting that job, you want to be in there already. You want to get to the punch already. But it's like you're dealing with this energy that's just not allowing things to go as smoothly as they could, in your opinion anyway. And it's all about your opinion because this is your reading, even though it's general, right? This is what I'm getting here. Now, the outcome here is going to be some sort of imbalance. There's going to be some imbalance. Now, there are so many ways that this can end up showing up in your reading. When I say imbalance, I mean this could be anything from, depending on where you live, what phase are you guys in? What's your business? What are you working in? Are you even allowed to go in and begin yet? Or is the imbalance of the world an issue? It could be an external energy like that. Or this can be, let's say you're in business with somebody, or there are colleagues involved, an employer involved, employee involved, whatever it is. They're very greedy. They're very imbalanced. They're struggling with severe anxiety, severe depression, severe egotism. There's some sort of imbalance that you're recognizing is getting in the way of you being able to be successful with this individual. At the same time, Libra, this can be you. This can be you struggling with a severe amount of anxiety. You want to make sure that in the stress of all of this stuff, you don't start drinking too much, doing anything like that. Any sort of escapism, you do want to be careful of that. You also want to be careful of greed. And I want to mention that particularly because of the advice that we got. Focus on the light. Stay focused on why you're doing what you're doing. Don't be too focused on the money. You want to make sure that you don't nickel and dime anyone. If you're trying to build a staff or you're trying to get a job, you don't want to nickel and dime somebody over what really is in the short term petty numbers. All right, you want to really be very mindful of that. That's very much a devil energy as well. So I'm giving these different scenarios of how it can manifest because this is a general reading, but I do see, regardless of how it resonates with you, there being some sort of imbalance that you're going to need to contend with. But what I do really like is that in the near future, we have the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is you worked really damn hard to get to do. I mean, keep in mind, this is the soldier who comes back from war. So you've been through it. And they were all like, yay, go Libra, right? This is about respect and success. Really nice. I like this energy for you. This is Jupiter in Leo. And what I like about Jupiter in Leo, besides the fact that, there's so much I like about Jupiter in Leo. I mean, Jupiter is all about luck and expansion. It rules Sagittarius, which is about moving forward with integrity, all of that. But I also love that Leo is ruled by the sun and Jupiter expands whatever it's in. So there's an expansion of this sun energy. And how fabulous is that? It doesn't mean a pot of gold is going to, land at your feet, but it does mean that whatever you're getting into, it's like slow and steady. You're just going to become increasingly more and more successful, which is exactly what this anchor and the clocks are telling me over here with time, over here in the Lenormand. Also, what I like about the Leo energy here in the Six of Wands is that Leo is the landlord of the fifth house of fun. It's the house of fun. And I know that sounds very juvenile, but it's what we feel very connected to. So this is particularly benefic for those of you who are kind of getting into your own thing. Those of you who are going to be opening up your own business particularly, right? Guys, when I do career reads, I focus first on whatever is placed on your 10th house, your second house, and then your sixth house. Those are important no matter what you do for a living. But then if somebody is entrepreneurial and they're opening up their own business, I then look at their fifth house, their eighth house, and their 11th house. I add those in to those first three energies, right? So I do think that the fifth house is very important because we often do what we love, right? And it's what we're passionate about, and something that we nurture and take care of, right? Because the fifth house is also our kids, and a lot of times when we have a business, all the time, it's like having another child, right? Those of you who have your own business know exactly what I'm talking about, right? So it's that cultivated, but this is nothing but success for you. So I love this. This is really a really nice reading in the end. I love the advice energies. Guys, don't get too wrapped up in the money. Stay grounded, stay balanced. Understand you're going to be dealing with somebody who's a challenging energy for you. Just keep one foot on the ground. Do your Libra thing. Be fair and balanced the best that you can, because you have a fantastic outcome. But I don't see you staying in whatever it is that you're doing right now. You're not staying in it. Or you've recently left something because you were just not feeling it anymore. Whatever you're getting into is really, really great. So run with that for sure. Thanks, guys. That's what I have for you. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.